Hello Scorpio, how are you? This is Dee from Consciously Focused Tarot, bringing you your May general reading. And then after I finish this reading, I'll go ahead and do your love reading and upload that as well. For those of you that are waiting for your free readings, I've done half of them. I still have another half to do, but you know, I had to get the May readings prepared and uploaded, so they're on their way, okay? And from those of you who I received positive feedback, thank you very much. For those of you who received your readings. Okay, so, and thank you all so much for supporting my channel, and please continue to remember to thumbs up, comment, share the video on Facebook, Twitter, and all of that. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Excuse me, my throat was just fine before. As soon as I start recording, it starts. Okay. It feels like I've got a frog in my throat. Okay, so now we're going to do the astrological update. Oh, and also, my recording equipment does not appreciate when my readings go up too much over 30 minutes. So there may be a part 2. When it cuts out, I don't know. It just cuts out and it starts recording immediately onto another recording, okay? So there may be a part 2, so just look for it in my video library. It will be there, okay? I apologize for that. So I'm going to do a short synopsis on the astrological influences affecting Scorpio in the month of May. For those of you that do not wish to listen to the astrological summary, please feel free to go ahead and fast forward to the start of the tarot reading. And if someone could be so kind as to just timestamp when the tarot reading starts in the comments, I really would appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Scorpio. Okay, so this reading is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, so the big deal that everyone's talking about is Uranus. Uranus is changing signs. It has been in, where has it been? Aries, I think, for 7 years. Okay. And Aries is ruled by Mars. So Uranus and Mars poorly aspected is, you know, there's a lot of ego clashing and skirmishes and battles. And globally, you've even seen the last 7 years how many civil wars and unrests we've had. So that is how Uranus acts with a poorly aspected Mars, okay? Thank God it's moving. And Mars is also a masculine energy and sometimes an aggressive energy. So on the 15th of May, Uranus is moving into Taurus, an earth sign. Yay! Because I'm an earth sign, okay? So Taurus is my sister sign. So Uranus can be a very chaotic, very unpredictable energy. Things just happen out of the blue, okay? If anything has ever happened to you where you've just felt a rug that's been pulled from under your feet, or like a horse just kicked you in the gut and you're like, where the hell did that come from? I didn't see that coming. That's Uranus, okay? And Uranus is also depicted in the tarot deck by the tower. When you ever hear about the falling tower or the tower moment, in the tarot deck, that's Uranus. However, Uranus is now moving into earth sign of Taurus. Taurus is governed by Venus, the goddess of the earth, the goddess of Gaia, a feminine energy, a softer energy. Earth is a grounding energy that can ground that unpredictable, flighty energy of Uranus. Not to say that the energy of Uranus is always bad, because Uranus is responsible, it rules Aquarius, and it's responsible for new innovations, okay? It's responsible for the sciences, medicine, the internet, you know, new groundbreaking technology, genius. Uranus is, when it's harnessed properly and it's directed properly, responsible for that. Okay, but Uranus can have its moments. Okay, and we've all experienced them, trust me. Now, the positive side of Uranus is, have you ever had an incident when something happened out of the blue and you could just cry because it was like, oh my God, that was a miracle. I needed this to happen. That can be Uranus too. That's the extreme opposite side of Uranus, when Uranus is positively aspected by other planetary influence, okay? Which, for the next 7 years, it is supposed to be, okay? Still gonna have surprises, but they might be nice surprises. You might meet someone out of the blue, someone very special, you know, or something may happen that's very special. But me being an earth sign, I don't like surprises, good surprises, bad surprises, or indifferent. I don't like surprises. I like to know what's coming at me, okay? But you can't have it all, okay? So, that being said, how is this going to affect Scorpios? Now, Scorpio. Let me just start with some of the take-home points. And that is Scorpios. With Uranus in Taurus for you, and for a lot of us, it means that we need to accept change gracefully, okay? Because when Uranus comes in and disrupts anything in our life, it may be uncomfortable at the time, but it's a blessing, because Uranus is also an energy of liberation and change and freedom. So when Uranus comes in, it's because you or the people you're involved in are feeling trapped, you're unhappy, you're feeling restricted. You may be in a situation just because it's in your comfort zone, or you may just be in a job because it pays the bills, or you may be in a partnership where you feel you're not excited, you feel claustrophobic. You may not be saying it, but it's there, okay? So the take home from this is, now Scorpio, Leo, there are a couple of other fixed signs. They're stubborn, okay? They don't like change. They want to stay in their comfort zone and do things when they want to do things. But Uranus is stubborn as well. So Scorpio, it might behoove you, okay? If you know that there's something that you may need to look at, you know, that might need to change. And it's also about being true to yourself, doing what really makes you happy, and thinking outside the box and not just doing things the way you always do things. Thinking a little bit outside the box for those things that you know may be outdated, outworn. It's past its sell-by date. Not everything. You will know those areas where you might need to start having a different perspective with regard to those areas. You'll know what that is, because Scorpio's intuition and instinct is usually on point 99.9% of the time, okay? So the take home from this, Scorpio, is trust your instinct, trust your gut, okay? Be true to yourself. If anyone around you, your partners, your co-workers or relationships, if you feel you're in like a codependent relationship or you're suffocating each other, someone may need more freedom, you know, so that you have a healthy interdependent relationship and not a codependent relationship, okay? And so basically, I think what I'm trying to say here is you use your instinct to know what needs to be tweaked, because if you don't, Uranus will come in and tweak it for you. Okay, all of us. But seeing as this is your reading, Scorpio, I'm talking to you guys. Okay, so yeah, so Uranus for the next 7 years is about freedom and liberation. So the last 7 years it was in your work, okay, and now it's moving into your sector, your 7th house of relationships. So for the next 7 years, I think what Uranus is calling for is that you examine how you do relationships and make sure that your relationships are interdependent. You give each other enough freedom and space and not codependent or unhealthy, okay? Also around the 16th, 15th, 16th, right before Uranus changes houses, okay? Not houses, changes planets. No, signs, I'm sorry, changes signs from Aries to Taurus. When it shifts after 7 years, there may be a little turbulence, okay? So you may definitely want to watch out to avoid conflict, you know, around that time. You know, I would stay clear of it. 14th, maybe the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. Just be careful of conflict and wait until a couple days after, maybe to the 18th or the 19th, to communicate and talk about it. But not at that time, you know, when Uranus is changing signs, because it could escalate and you don't want that. So just hold it down. Wait until about the 18th or 19th and then sit down and have a little chat and a communication about that, okay? What else? So also around the middle of the month, Mars is in your 4th house, which is your home. So you may be, and because Uranus is in Taurus in the middle of the month, the new moon is in Taurus as well in the middle of the month. Okay, Mars in your 4th house. So Uranus is there. So you must remember, Uranus is about clearing out, purification, okay, decluttering. You know, making space in your home, in your relationships, you know, in yourself, being true to yourself, okay? Making space so that there is space for you to be blessed with new things that is more in line with who you are now and where you're going, okay? And then also around the 3rd week of the month, you may be going on long distance travel, higher education. You may get more recognition in your work. There's more money coming in. You may even meet someone really nice romantically, okay? And then in the 3rd week as well, you have the sun in your 8th house, and then of other people's money. And around the end of the month, you also have, there's a light being shined on the money that you just make from your work every day, your health, your fitness, your diet. So you may be wanting to improve your diet, your health, your fitness, okay? And then you may be looking at the finances that you receive from other people, like student loans, insurance, taxes, refinancing, mortgages. And so when Mars is involved, that is a good time to be proactive if that's an area that you feel that you need to improve. But all in all, you've got 2 full moons this month. So you have the new moon, no, not full moon, but you've got the new moon. Actually, I think there was 2. There was one on the 2nd. Okay, so you've got the new moon on the 15th. And then you've got a full moon in Sag in your 2nd house of money. So that's your 8th house of money, your 6th house of the money that you earn, okay, and your 2nd house of money. So towards the end of this month, there could be some excellent opportunities for you to improve your financial resources, your financial abundance, your income. Okay. Yeah, and you may find new ways of making money, okay, and improving your cash flow. And basically just taking a look at anything that is of value to you, whatever that may be. Okay, Scorpio. So there we go. There you have it. So let's start your reading. So basically just a synopsis on that is be open to change, okay? Because Uranus is stubborn. Scorpios can be stubborn, so you don't want to have a standoff with Uranus, because guess who will win? Oh dear. Okay, so make sure that in your relationships you give each other freedom and space so that you have a healthy interdependent relationship. Also, don't be afraid to think outside of the box, Scorpio. Okay, and you may be decluttering your home, making space. You may be traveling. You may be writing, publishing what you've written. Okay. You may be traveling. What else? Yeah, and you have an opportunity to increase your finances in May. Okay, and it actually would be a good idea to do that because in June Mars is going retrograde, so that might be a good time to do that. And Saturn is also retrograde, so this month for a lot of people, and I've heard a lot of astrologers say that, okay, what's crossing for Scorpio, that May is like, it's going to be a month of like a launching pad for a lot of people and of all signs, and this is a good time to really use this month to really get ahead with some of those things that you've wanted to do, things that you've wanted to start, wanted to launch, declutter, make space for new to come in. Oh, that's too many. Can I use those? No, that's too many. Because as we go into June, July, August, it might get a little bit, And then plus in July as well, we have more eclipses coming in Leo. More eclipses. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely going to travel, Scorpio. But in the center of your reading, you have conflict. Okay? But it looks as though you're moving away from conflict. I think there was conflict in your environment, like a lot of ego, a lot of one-upmanship, or who has to be right, who needs to be right, ego. And you're moving away from that. And these cards actually support the planetary influence, because that was what I said for the astrological synopsis, is that when Uranus moves, because this is the Uranus in Mars energy, so when it moves into Taurus, you're moving to calmer waters, where it's more, that's more about peace, harmony, compromise, compassion, it's a more softer feminine energy. Where people just, it's like, can we just get along? Please, can we just get along? Okay. What's crowning Scorpio? Okay, I shuffled on camera for 3 signs this month. I usually just shuffle the confirmation cards online because, as you can see, this is very time consuming. But I decided to go live for the whole thing for a couple of the signs. Yeah, okay. So you have the Emperor crowning you. So the Emperor can be someone, Scorpio, that's very stubborn. Or it can also be that you're dealing with a large institution or organization. And then now in the near future, you have the Wheel of Fortune. You've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and now you have the World in reverse, which means that there is something here that may be slowing down your progress of moving forward into a new cycle. Okay, and it could have something to do with this conflict with this institution, or I'll show you the cards in a minute, but I'm trying to get all the cards out. The Emperor, that's Aries. Look at that. And Uranus. Uranus was in Aries. Uranus is just leaving Aries to go into Taurus. These cards are amazing. Okay, so yeah. So, and I think I had this reading for you last month too, Scorpio, where there was a lot of conflict around you, and there's conflict here with some institutions. There's some stubborn energy, ego energy here, and this energy may have prevented you from closing out the cycle, or slowed it down. Not prevented it, it will come, but slowed it down for you to move into your new cycle. And in your environment, it looks as though you kind of lost faith a little bit. You kind of lost faith, or you felt as though you're not making enough money, they're not paying you enough. Because we've got the Star in reverse, we've got the King of Pentacles in reverse. The King of Pentacles upright, he is the guy with the Midas touch, okay? He is a successful, or she is a successful business person. But in reverse here, it looks in your environment, you're not happy with your environment. No, that's too many. And this is not home, this is work. This is work. You've got the Emperor up here. You've got the King of Pentacles here. You have a lot of, oh, that's cups and wands. They look very similar. You see that just dropped out? Oh, thank God, we got the Strength. Okay, so your hopes and fears. Go, Scorpio. Go, Scorpio. Okay, you've got the Strength. So you're going to pull on your inner strength and your inner resources. Okay, you're strong. You're going to stand in your truth. Oh, thank God. Thank God. I tell you what, Scorpio, I've done some readings. They've started one way and they've ended up in a completely different place. Okay, so I'm glad to see that your outcome card is great. Your outcome is the justice. So you will get the justice that you deserve. Okay. It looks as though, yeah, you have to be strong, but you know what just come to me? Yeah, and you're releasing unhealthy habits, Scorpio. You're releasing unhealthy habits, or of the way that you used to do things, or if this isn't you, it's somebody else that you've been in conflict with who is releasing unhealthy habits, or unhealthy behaviors, or self-defeating behaviors. Okay, and what I've also just noticed here is you see you have this maiden here with this lion here, but do you see how tame the lion is? This lion is the king of the jungle. This is the Leo card. But do you see how he's walking along beside her, very cooperating? You see? This is the card of someone, this damsel, young lady, has tamed the lion. But do you notice she's not using brute force? She's using compassion and diplomacy, okay, to tame the lion. And I think this is the message in this reading, okay? Because your message starts out right off the bat in the center of your reading, combative, ego, the emperor, organization, institution, okay? If this is negatively aspected, it's also being stubborn, okay? Not wanting to change, or just your way or the highway. And this could have been the institution, organization, or someone at work that you may have come up against, okay? But crossing you, you're traveling, you're moving away to calmer waters, okay? You may even be traveling, you may be traveling over water, okay? After all of this, it looks as though you might need a holiday. Here, there's a Knight of Cups here. For some of you, it looks as though someone offered, you had this as well in your reading as well last month, that you remembered. Someone offered you something, but you've turned it down. Or you offered someone something and they turned it down. I don't know if this is at work, if this is within this institution or organization, the government. But in the recent past, you're moving forward, okay? You're moving forward with passion. You're motivated, okay? Here again, it looks as though the world is in reverse. Something stopped us, prevented a cycle from, this is supposed to be upright, okay? So it's either that you were supposed to go on a trip and the trip may be delayed, or you're not going again. Or, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the wheel in reverse, these are supposed to be upright, okay? When the wheel is upright, you've got the green light, end of a cycle, to move into a new, fresh cycle. Okay, so there's been a bit of a delay. So, Scorpio, we need to get those, the Wheel of Fortune and the world upright, okay? But we are at the 29th of April, so you still have enough time for the wheel and things to turn in your favor. And they will turn in your favor, okay? But just remember the advice of this card. Don't try to use brute force. The ego clashes, that cycle has come to an end. When Uranus moves out of Aries and moves into Taurus, that is not the way to solve your problems or address an issue where you will get the most beneficial outcome, okay? You might need to use more diplomacy, more finesse, communication. Don't be defensive and guarded, okay? And like I said, if this isn't you, this is someone around you, Scorpio, okay? Here in your environment, the King of Pentacles is in reverse. So this is someone that's feeling that they're not getting paid enough. They're busy. If you're self-employed and you have a business, you feel as though your business is not bringing in enough money. You may have had real estate that you sold, but or you sold a business and you do not feel that you will either earn enough money from it or that you got enough money from it. And also you have the Star in reverse. So some of you have kind of lost faith when it comes to your income, okay? And that may, your income over here, it may have something to do with this situation here. Maybe this argument or this conflict may have been about money, or about your salary or your bonuses or your commission of how much they were paying you. Maybe you thought that it wasn't justified. It wasn't commensurate with the amount of work that you had to put in. I don't know. Okay, and here, yeah, we have someone releasing toxic behavior, self-defeating habits, and self-defeating behavior. Also addictions. Addictions can be anything. It can be overspending. People can be a shopaholic. People can gamble. Some people may drink too much alcohol, but I don't see that in this reading. Okay, or they could just be patterns, cyclic patterns of behavior that need to be released. Okay, and like I said, this doesn't have to be you, Scorpio. This can be someone that you're dealing with. Okay, but like I said, this looks at, there's an organization here. I do believe this has something to do with your work, or if you're in school, has something to do with, okay, I've got 2 cards here. I hadn't decided where I was going to put this. But look, this dropped out. You see, I said it had something to do with work. This is a 10 of Pentacles. This can be your job, or it has something to do with money or real estate. Okay. I'll put this back in. The Fool in reverse came out, but I hadn't decided where I was going to put it. Okay, where's the Emperor there? Where's the Emperor there? The Scorpio. You see, I'm shuffling all the cards on camera for you, so that does make for a longer reading. So please, oops. Oh, there we go. Which one did I say I was putting it on? The Emperor. Okay, so it looks as though you did get an offer from the Emperor, Scorpio, or you made the Emperor an offer. Okay. It looks as though in the past the offer was not accepted, but it looks as though now the Emperor, which may be you, is going to accept an offer, or the Emperor is going to make you an offer. Now this Emperor can be, you know what, I was talking and not, okay, I'm going to put it there. The Emperor may make you an offer, or you may make the Emperor an offer. The Emperor could be you, the Emperor could be where you work, or organization, institution, a university, government. Okay, but it looks as though previously someone did not want the offer, or there was not a meeting of the minds, but there is going to be an offer. A gesture, nothing big. It might be just a kind gesture it might even be an apology. Okay, and under here we have, the bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. Okay, so there could be a very major, big decision that you may have to make with regard to this institution, this Emperor, this person. I don't know if it's your partner. You will know whether this is work related or whether it's World in reverse, the World in reverse. You'll know whether it is work related or whether it's emotionally related. Okay, the Page of Cups can also be a child or a young adult that may be making you a very kind gesture, or you're making them a kind gesture. And then here we have another page. So you've got 2 pages in here. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so it looks as though you may have had an offer to travel, but you either turned the trip down or the trip has been delayed. Okay. Why is the King of Pentacles reverse and the Star reverse? What is the King of Pentacles reverse for Scorpio for next month? From now till next month. Why is the King of Pentacles reverse? And then we have the Hermit there as well, clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. So what that says to me, Scorpio, is you need to do some inner reflection. Get quiet, meditate, okay? And then that will help that wheel to turn upright and for you to close out a cycle, and you get the green light to move forward. The universe will give you the green light to move forward, okay? But this also, something about behavior or a repetitive pattern or something like that, something to do with this Emperor, this work, this conflict may have delayed the wheel from moving forward because there were still lessons that needed to be learned, okay? The wheels move for the Wheel of Karma and yeah, it's karmic. The Wheel of Karma moves forward when we've learned our lesson from the last cycle, okay? So be introspective, go within yourself, pray about it, be honest with yourself of what you need to release, Scorpio. Okay, we all have to do it, all of us. I'm not picking on you, okay? So don't write me any nasty comments. I had to go through it myself. Everybody's had to go through it because this is a time of releasing and letting go for everybody. The only difference is it's happening in different areas of our life, depending on where it shows up in our natal chart, okay? Okay, the King of Pentacles. Did something drop out? No? Oh, it wanted to. Okay. Okay, so 2 drop out. There you go. Okay. So the King of Pentacles has been confirmed by the Two of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. Nice cards. So basically, the King of Pentacles upside down is a little dissatisfied because they want to bring more balance into their finances. They want more work-life balance. Or no, let's do it the other way around. Life-work balance. They want more reciprocity. They probably are looking for more reciprocity within their work. And Scorpio, I think this came up for you last month as well, where your reading was really more about work. There are 2 pages in here. Okay, there's a home in here. So maybe that's why you want more work-life balance, so that you can spend more time with your family and your children. Okay, and so that you can start planning for the future, you know, with you and your family. And look, they are holding a globe in their hand, like, pick a place on this globe. Where should we go? What should we do? You know, the world is our oyster. Okay, so I think you're looking for a position, a job, a vocation where you can have life, work, balance. And that's why you're upside down here, because you're not, with whatever work it is you're doing, you're not seeing your dreams fulfilled, okay? Seems as though your dream is never going to be fulfilled, because